Morning.
We are Group 3.
I'm Candy.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Sally.
I'm Corina.
I'm Linda.
I'm Joanne.
Our topic is comparison of classroom-based and synchronous online learning. We will introduce from introduction and literature review to conclusion. Introduction and literature review. Owing to technological advances, about 20.2 million people use the internet in Taiwan. High internet penetration rate has made synchronous online learning more popular. Moreover, in 2006, the Ministry of Education has formulated the laws to improve online learning qualities and participation of university. In recent years, more and more universities have started to promote online learning, but English synchronous online learning was not commonly adopted. So we would like to know how English synchronous online learning works on campus and what are the differences between classroom-based and synchronous online learning. So there are two research questions guiding this study. What are students' perspectives on English classroom-based and synchronous online learning at弘光University? And what is students' preference between classroom-based and synchronous online learning at弘光University?
There are some reports about classroom-based and synchronous online learning, and we found the pros and cons of both in the report. To the pros and cons of classroom-based learning, Shanna Smith-Dragos mentioned that due to the advantage of classroom-based learning, the students will maintain social interaction, and they can talk to peers in person efficiently if they have questions in the classes. However, if the students leave from school, they will spend more travel time and money. Next, to the pros and cons of synchronous online learning. The Rija Kumar mentioned that synchronous online learning can make users spend more time commuting to go to a campus, but other researchers report that there are some problems with synchronous online learning, such as technical problems and lack of eye contact.
Answer. The participants of the questionnaire consisted of 97 弘光University students, including 62 freshmen and 35 juniors. Freshmen are divided into non-English and English majors, and 10 juniors were interviewed. The contents of our questionnaire and interview have 6 parts, including teacher materials, participation, concentration, interaction, learning effectiveness, and preference. In order to be convenient and get data quickly, the questionnaire was delivered to the line groups of freshmen and juniors. Besides, we did interview to gain insights into students' ideas. The collected data was analyzed via SPSS software under the analysis of descriptive statistics and t-test. Our questionnaire and interview results were compared to understand students' dissimilar perspectives about synchronous online learning and classroom-based online learning.
In result, here are the means of the questionnaire. Teacher materials and concentration in synchronous online learning are higher than classroom-based learning in this chart. Especially teacher materials in synchronous online learning goes from classroom-based learning. Participation in classroom-based and synchronous online learning are no significant differences. Interaction, learning effectiveness, and preference in classroom-based learning are higher than synchronous online learning. In the interview, students offer different opinions why they choose classroom-based learning. Interaction, peers are easy to discuss, and teachers can detect students' confusion. From students' point of view, face-to-face is very important. As for learning effectiveness and preference, teachers offer extra assignments in time, help students to learn more. And we also found the better learning effectiveness students have, the more they like this learning style.
Teaching material. The students since teacher give more supplementary notes and content are intensive in the classroom-based learning. Concentration. The result of questionnaire were not apparently different in the interview. A student mentioned how teachers play an important role in attracting students' attention. Prefer online learning. Whether the transportation delay or not affect attending classroom-based learning a lot. So, taking online learning on time is more stable. We made a try to unify the result. Only the teaching material and concentration are inconsistent with the questionnaire and interview, so the students are obviously prefer classroom learning.
This part is a conclusion. Interaction, learning effectiveness, and the preference in classroom-based learning are higher than synchronous online learning. In teaching material and the concentration, students prefer the synchronous online learning. However, participation is an exception. There are no significant difference between both learning. Comparing questionnaire with the interview, students have different opinions on teaching material and the concentrations, but the results of participation, interaction, learning effectiveness, and the preference in questionnaire and the interview, students tend to choose the classroom-based learning. Study indicates there are no significant difference between classroom-based and the synchronous online learning. The reasons may be there is not enough feedback from students to analyze clearly. Furthermore, the online learning isn't a formal class. Teacher material and the times are also different, which can lead to a different result in this study. This is a limitation of this study. The similarity of literature review and our studies. We found two similarities. First, students like to discuss face-to-face. Second, community affects students' participation. So in the suggestions, for instructors, the contents of classroom-based learning are intensive, while material of synchronous online learning are more extensive and diverse. So we recommend teachers in classroom-based learning could use both teaching materials. Moreover, Pecky indicated that the majority of student learning on synchronous online learning are affected by other external factors. So teachers need to pay more attention to the concentrations for students during discussions. And for school, in order to let students have higher participations, class in the morning could be changed into synchronous online learning.
Thanks for listening.